We got them! Welcome back. As you can see, we're not in the garage. So today, we are at Hel Performance down in Devon. We've brought the car down. We're going to spend a bit of time with Connor, one of the guys over here that runs the development side. He's going to show us around the place, tell us a bit about what they do, and probably have a chat about some bits we're going to be doing for the bike in the future. We have a 3D printed 1-inch master cylinder perch. Let me introduce you to Connor.
Hello.
He's part of the development side of the automotive world of Hel.
We get cars in, look at new products, spaces where there's gaps in the market, and scan the cars, manufacture the parts, and then test fit them on the cars, take them out for a run, and then they end up on our shelves here. It's a product that's ready to ship out.
Shiny stuff like this, all different applications across the automotive world. And you do also do a lot of bike development stuff as well.
Yeah, a ton of bike stuff. This just happens to be the automotive development area, but we'll check out the bike one as well in a bit. So this is our Mark 7 Golf development car. We're working on a cooler kit and DSG cooler kit for this car. One of the problems you have when fitting an oil cooler kit to these is that they don't use a traditional style spin-on filter. We are manufacturing a part at the moment that is going to enable you to run a sandwich plate, spin-on filter, make cooler installation super easy without having to strip out the engine apart. We are primarily focusing on the fluid transfer stuff. We're going to look at a catch can setup for it, and funnily enough, this car came to us with all of our brake lines already installed.
Oh, well, that's always a bonus that they're using your product.
Exactly.
So this is the part in question. I'm guessing it'll just take a regular screw-on filter on top of that thing,
exactly
Connor. That'll make it really easy for changing as well.
Yeah, normally you have to strip the intake manifold off, water pump off, and everything. So.
Wow. So this is a cool project Connor's working on at the moment. This is an S2000. I believe it's going to be a time attack car, is it?
Yeah, it was our old time attack car. It went for a couple engines, ended up getting sold, and then we bought it back a couple of years ago, and it's just slowly been put together, and now it's got a 2J7 in it.
That's going to be a squeeze if you can get a bonnet to fit. I'm sure you've got to have a bonnet as part of time attack rules. Is there a deadline on getting this done? Is there a time scale?
It's literally just a work on it when we get time, and it's together when it's together.
Perfect. Well, we'll maybe pop back and have a look at that at some point, see how you're getting on. So Connor, this is your truck, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Really, really well put together truck. Bit of a sleeper. I won't go into too much detail because we're going to do a build breakdown on this in a later video. But it's not got an old stock small block underneath the bonnet anymore, and it's definitely got a few tricks up its sleeves. So we'll let you know when that video is going live.
This is our 3D scanner and our 3D printer. We're using these when we're scanning cars for prototyping and manufacturing products. 3D print is pretty cool. You can put a carbon fibre and a Kevlar inlay in it, so you can make some really strong prototypes and even use them in production products.
I think that's the stuff we used on a friend's build with the Nova.
Yeah, exactly. So we've used them on catch can brackets and things like that before, and it's crazy how strong those things can be.
No, it's really cool. The whole concept of 3D printing used to blow my mind. It's awesome. It cuts down so much on wastage, doesn't it? Prototyping small parts, and it takes 10 minutes or overnight to print something, and then you haven't wasted a piece of billet and it's wrong and it doesn't fit. It's really cool, and I'd like to get into it more if I'm honest. Should we carry on round?
Yeah. So this is our Fiesta development car. We're just about done with this one now. We've done a oil cooler kit, catch can kit, brake lines, clutch line and carbon shims on it. We've had a couple of test days up at Castle Combe in it.
Did you notice the differences then at Castle Combe in the performance in oil temperatures? And
yes, so we didn't peak 102 degree oil temperature with the cooler fitted, which I'm really happy with. It was taking some abuse throughout the day. And then the catch can, we got a surprising amount of oil vapor caught up in it, so that was good to see.
So what area is this, Connor?
This is some of our sliding head lathe. These machines are on 24/7, just turning out stainless steel brake line bits.
Wow. You haven't met Tim yet, but you will do. This is the other half of JB Speed and Fab. Bar Scott, and then...
Yeah, so I mean you can see one here. Obviously we ordered a different diameter bars, They get loaded up in the bar feeder so that, you know, 10 bars in this thing, churning out banjos will probably keep it running all night.
You wouldn't have thought you could sell that many brake banjos, would you?
It's crazy. Well, once the banjos have been manufactured and cleaned, we put them in here in the rumbler, so you get that nice polish on them, little dull fittings.
Yeah, they're amazing. How long do they stay in there for?
It varies depending on how shiny you want them, but usually 4 or 5 hours.
Wow, okay. And that gets rid of any burrs, any sharp edges, polishes them up, as you said. Byproduct from any machining process, swarf, and they have lots of it.
Yeah, so initially the swarf sits in these drums, the oil drains off it, and then we can either send the oil off for reuse or sell it. And then after that, it's just up into the big skips there, where it goes off for recycling and use again.
This is the Hel hospitality truck, which I've just been told is Lando Norris's old hospitality truck.
Welcome back to another video.
When did you guys acquire this?
So we've had a few race labs. This one we got mid last year. Obviously it was wrapped up in the Hel red and logoed up. And then this attends all of the BSP events, you know, a few automotive racing events, and yeah, just generally tours around the UK. You know, the main reason we use this truck is support for all of the teams we sponsor. We're one of the title sponsors of BSP, so that you know, bike teams can come to us at any point in the event, have fresh lines knocked up after an accident, or they just want to make changes, or even just reassurance.
Can I borrow it to go camping? Or next time I go to Santa Pod racing? We're on the lorry. It's not set up, but this is a view of what the guys get to work with when they're at the races. Kitchen set up, which is nice to have all your mod cons when you're away, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a couple bedrooms,
okay, cool.
Shower, bathroom, a workstation.
Yep.
It's pretty bare in here at the moment, just because when the lorry, you know, folds in and down, everything's got to be moved out of the way.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, a couple bedrooms upstairs.
How many people does it sleep?
I think it's 6 beds.
Oh wow, okay, cool. Lando, why did you choose suede yellow?
Yeah, I don't really know.
So we've headed over to the main building. We're in the motorcycle assembly area now. So Connor's going to walk us through essentially where they start putting the bits together.
So yeah, this is where you know, all of the motorbike products get assembled. Everything's machined in the other building, goes off for anodizing, comes back here. Everything gets painted, filled by hand, and then, you know, carefully inspected and assembled, and then laid out accordingly.
Right. So you build, assemble everything. You've got the bodies here, put all the pistons in yourself, all the O-rings, everything's assembled in house, all made here.
Exactly that, all the parts.
Cool.
The majority of the main components are all things that are turned up on our lathes. You know, so everything's in-house and controlled.
So you got a real tight control on things like QC. It's not like you've got to wait for a factory in China to make something or make a change and then get it.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Patch is probably a man to speak to about stuff like this.
Hi Patch.
Hi, how's it going?
So what's I was just asking Connor, how many brake calipers do you like get through a month?
The BSV's just started again and it gets manic now.
Right, okay. So a massive portion of your stuff that goes outdoor goes into the race world, goes directly into the teams. So I'm guessing this essentially will be where the bits that are manufactured for my bike that we're going to work on as a project.
Obviously there's all of the various size calipers, mass cylinders, clutch perches, rear masters, and I've just spotted this on side, which is, I think, an early prototype of our V2 master cylinder.
Oh wow.
But we won't go into too much detail on that yet.
So looking around this room, one of the things that's blown my mind is every single one of your Hel products that you get that has a red logo on is actually hand painted. So they painstakingly put the red paint in with these syringes into each and every component that goes out to be sold. So everything on this shelf that has red paint on has all been hand added. There's no robotic process for this. There's no automated process for this. So, you know, each and every one of your products has been put together by hand, looked over by a human being, and has been meticulously and lovingly painted. This is something I feel more at home with. Good old school lathe. Don't get me wrong, I love the CNC stuff, but it scares me. I can't do laptops. We're in the milling department, and I apologise for the face, but it's loud, so you're gonna have to come in close. This place is amazing. There's robots. Where are we? What are we looking at?
So these are our 8 CNC mills. These things turn off all of the calipers, mass cylinders, all of the automotive oil control products like sandwich plates. 3 of them are set up with robot loading arms, so those things run through the night, and the rest of them use for finishing products, prototypes, and just run the mill stuff.
Okay, and these just run flat out calipers all day long?
Continuously.
Wow. You can see all the raw billets in the clamps, waiting to go in. The robot loader will pick these up, offer this into the CNC machine. Here's your finished calipers coming out of the CNC machine. So I'm guessing this is a raw brake lever.
Yes, that's fresh out the machine.
Fresh out the machine. Off to straight to powder coating after cleaning?
Anodizing.
Oh, anodizing.
So it gets cleaned, sandblasted, and then sent off for anodizing. Obviously inspected between then, and then back again, inspected again, and then assembled.
Awesome. Is it a clutch lever, not brake lever?
Yeah.
Yay. Got the different cable brakes. Typical Hel fashion, there's always something lurking under a blanket somewhere that's cool. This is a bike that one of the operators here, I'm guessing, has just put together. Oil cooler brackets. This is version 2, are we calling it? They've been updated. They've gone 30% lighter, just with a bit of machine work, and the old style was this. And that's the great thing about Hel, they are constantly developing. They don't just put a product out and they're satisfied with it. They'll find things that can be improved from feedback from us guys, the general public. If we give them feedback, they'll rework it and try and better the product for the next generation. We have just realised Tim's come up with an amazing use for the old ones.
Yeah, no, the new ones, right? Look at this. New one, super light, it's great, but this, look, the perfect amount of spaghetti for 3 people.
Somebody touch my spaghetti! I'm the truth!
So this is the prototype part that I was talking about when we were looking at that Golf. This is traditional style sandwich plate with 90-degree takeoffs designed to fit around the existing fuel and coolant lines in that engine bay. This one's still early days, it's not quite finished yet, but it's first off the machine, so.
It's beautiful. And super lightweight, which is a big part of the motorsports development side, is making everything lighter, stronger, and can withstand the rigours of racing.
Exactly that.
Nice. And I'm guessing this is a fixture you've made to hold that prototype part? This is the bit that, as an end user, we don't see. This is when you go online, you see these parts. This is the bit that justifies that expense, that people don't see. Things like the development side, your fixtures you have to make to hold tools. That alone has a certain amount of machining time and development just to be able to hold the piece that you're then going to machine for development. These machines all have a cost. All of this brain work to get this to work has a cost. So next time you're online and you're knocking the price of something or badgering someone for a discount, just think about the stuff that goes in behind the scenes. Did you do the brake levers on this colour?
We did, yeah.
So I think we're in the build area now.
So once all the parts have been made, washed and rumbled, they get checked into stock here. We make hundreds if not thousands of different parts and part numbers. This is a small selection of them. You know, specific parts for specific uses really.
Customer order comes in.
Yes, everything's made to order. So some of the guys in the workshop there receive a order with a part number, Below that it will list the part numbers that they then need of the parts to manufacture that kit. They come down here, find the parts they need amongst the many part numbers, check out the bits, and then start putting the lines together, which we'll check out in a moment.
Cool. And custom made to order doesn't necessarily mean take a long time, because you guys get stuff out the same day, don't you?
We usually work between a 1 and 2 day turnaround. Don't get me wrong, at busy periods, sometimes it can take 3 to 4 days. But yeah, no, we make everything in-house, so if we need parts, we just turn on a machine.
You know your product development's good enough when you're happy to put your own face on it. I think you got the same Dickies jacket on in this, Connor.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, boy. You wouldn't want my face on the fit and they'd all fail. So we're upstairs in the assembly area and we're going to jump in with Chris and he's going to make a line for us and show us the process.
Yeah, hi there YouTube. Fittings on the end, ferrules that hold them together.
Yep. So your line design is quite unique because of the ferruled end. You can rotate it, can't you, to index the line once it's in position?
Yeah, so we can change the angles of them even after they're crimped again, so you can fit them around where you want to have them.
Right, perfect.
Rulers on our desks,
Yep.
It's nice, quick and easy. Cut that. These to score the ends of the hoses before we strip them. Nice and simple, get the tag on, ferrule on each end, poke it through one of these little tools, get your fittings in, and then voila, ready to go. Slap it in the machine. All done, there you go, complete brake hose.
I think you'll agree that was pretty quick, and if there's a world record time for brake line manufacturing, I think we've just nailed it.
Well, thank you very much, mate.
Thank
Pleasure.
you very much, appreciate
Cheers.
it. It's not just automotive stuff that Hel do, they do, obviously the bike industry was their predominant starting point, but they're always developing and branching out, and recently they've broken into the mountain bike world, so Connor's just going to show us some of the stuff they're prototyping and bringing to market at the moment.
So these aren't released yet, but we've been working pretty hard for the last 12 months on a mountain bike braking system. The calipers are good to go. There's a test set on our demo bike, and then we're just working on the masters at the moment. We've got some functioning prototypes. We just want to refine them, make them look a little better and a bit more ergonomic.
Okay, they need to be available for anyone's mountain bike. They're just a generic fit, I'm guessing, across the board.
Yeah, so initially the calipers and master is going to be released, and then we're doing like gear hangers, obviously all the different bracketry to connect it to bikes and whatnot. They're offset 4-pot calipers. We do also have a 2-pot in the works for, like, you know, the cross-country kind of things. We have prototyped a 6-pot, but you know, that one's on the back burner for now.
Definitely over the handlebars when you're grabbing a handful of brake down a hill. And again, like everything else Hel make, attention to detail, these are beautiful. So part of the reason we're here today, as you all know, we've got the FXDX build we're doing at the moment, the Dyna, and Connor and the team have offered to help out in terms of the braking solutions on the bike. So they currently make the master cylinders and lever setups, but as we all know, the Harley Davidsons are on a 1-inch bar setup, which they don't currently do. So part of the reason for coming down today, talking about the 3D printing earlier, we have a 3D printed 1-inch master cylinder perch. So I've got to go off today, I've got to fit this to the bike later on, make sure it works, clears everything, feels right ergonomically. Come back here with the guys, go through your feedback on this. They will then develop a one-off 1-inch master cylinder perch to fit to the bike, and then they will be available, I'm guessing, to purchase.
Yeah, they'll be coming out soon for sure.
Exciting stuff. So these are the actual calipers that will be going on the bike. So along with the master cylinders, the levers, lines, everything else will be running as an upgrade. This is it. We're going to 4-pot front calipers, new rotors. Really excited to get this stuff on. I'm going to have to be really careful for a few weeks that I don't pull the lever too hard and go over the bars, because I think they're a bit of an upgrade on the standard Harley brakes, which we all know are terrible. I will make sure there's a link in the video to all the parts we're going to use, so that if you like the look of the setup on the FXDX, you can go ahead and buy those parts. Get in touch with the guys here at Hel, get yourself sorted out and actually stop. What a day. We are back from Hel, literally. Really good to see the place, really good to have a look around. It's never a dull day at Hel. I hope you enjoyed having a look around and seeing the place. And I've got something to show you. I've taken a brake lever off the bike. Ignore the cable tied up one for the minute. It was just because the indicator cable was tight. But I have the 1-inch prototype master cylinder on and a brake lever. And I think it's going to work really well. We may need to go for one of the shorter brake levers they do, but I think if we just sit up on the bike, I think that's going to work really well. So that'll sit round about there, and that feels really good. 2-finger braking, 3 fingers, whatever preference you want, but the cylinder's going to fit, the clearance is going to be good, should give a real positive, nice feel on the bike, on the brakes. Rather than the stock Harley ones, which we know aren't fantastic. We will also have a nice little gap here to come up with something for the indicator and wing mirror to mount to. So I can do a nice little clamp through here for that to mount through, with the indicator mounted underneath, so we still have all the same indicators and everything mounted in the stock position, which would be really good. Yeah, it works really well. Anyway, on that note, the Hel guys are fantastic. If you need to know anything about your build, whether it's car, bike, just give them a call. They're really approachable. As you saw, everyone there is mad about cars, is mad about bikes. They all know what they're talking about. But yes, stay tuned for the next step of this. So I will go back to Connor and the guys with my feedback on this. I think it all looks very good. Maybe the lever could be a tiny bit shorter, as I've cut the lever down on the clutch side. I like 2 fingers rather than the big 4-finger levers that are stock. So maybe where that little indentation is would be a perfect place for it to end and the ball to end there, which could be really nice. So that's probably a bit of feedback I'll go back with. Then it's on to brackets, adapter brackets for the rear caliper, which they have now. They have the adapters for the front calipers, so we are literally waiting on this Mark II master cylinder for the front, and we should be good to go. At that point, I will take the bike down to Hel. I'll drop it off to the guys for a couple of days, just so they can make sure everything's correct and buttoned up. Then I will go down and fit everything with Connor and take you along for the ride. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you soon. See you later. Connor's trying to work out how to air up the car. We could be here some time. Worked it out yet, Con? I can hear valves clicking.
I think the compressor's running. I've just set all his presets back to 0 accidentally, so that's good.
Nice. Hey! There you go. Looks like a genuine 4x4.